Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of the Job Breakdown. Today, we're looking at the Red Mage, and yes, for those of you who noticed, my casters all use the same outfit except for the hat. The Red Mage is one of the weirdest but fun jobs in this game, I think. Trying to strike a balance between your white magic, your black magic, on your job gauge, trying to keep everything up, trying to keep it all steady so that you're able to really capitalize on the damage that it can do, building up to a point where you unleash this crazy cool melee combo, balancing out your dual cast so that you always have the ability to cast something swiftly. Red Mage is just a lot of fun, and I think part of what makes it fun for me is the addition of impact. I think before that it was kind of just okay, we're going back and forth. Oh, I didn't get a proc that time. Okay, let me fish for another proc with Jolt. But now, as you see, I haven't cast Jolt at all since I cast the Impact. And just bouncing back and forth. My procs are pretty good. Getting pretty lucky. But even if not, I could have cast another Jolt. Got another Impact proc as well to be balancing. Red Mage also has Fletch and Contra 6, which are crazy powerful. Really good. And now we're at this moment where I'm capped out, it looks like. And this is what I keep Swiftcast for. Because I want to have more than one or the other. We'll go in for our melee combo. Red Mage is one of those weird jobs where, like, it has so much going on, and it can be very confusing to people that don't know what they're doing with the job, that have never played something like a Red Mage before and are super confused about it. But at the same time, it also is pretty easy once you've learned it. Like, there's not much to keep in mind, which makes Red Mage kind of crazy good for things like Eureka or things like new dungeons that you've never been in before, because it's so versatile. It's also so mobile because of your constant dual casting. You're able to just get around, do a bunch of damage, and then get out. And it's really cool how you can do all that. Now, Red Mage does have a lot less damage than Summoner or Black Mage or any of the other casters, really. And that can be kind of annoying, but what it lacks in damage, I think it more than makes up for in utility. The ability to just get in, hit hard, get out is really good. And I've seen too often that a Red Mage will try and, oh, I need to balance out my stores here. Let me hard cast a Verarrow or hard cast a Verthunder. It's like, well, you can do that, and it's not the worst thing in the world. It doesn't have a super long cast time, but you really shouldn't. There's not really any situation where you'd want to, you know? Red Mage is just a blast. Being able to just pull out all these moves and do quite a bit of damage is nice. I do wish that it did a little bit more damage. I feel like a lot of times when I'm playing on my Red Mage, I'm having fun and I'm doing some good work, but I feel like now that I've played Black Mage, I'm like, I could be getting in there with my Black Mage though, and just really hurting these guys. And so it can be kind of annoying in that regard. I still think a Red Mage is something you want to have, and if you haven't played a Red Mage yet, it's definitely worth playing. Especially because as long as you have a class at 50, you start Red Mage at 50. You don't have to level it up from 1 to get back up there. You start at 50. And so it's not too hard at all to bring it up to 70. It has Embolden, which is really nice. Manification that allows you to just fill your stores. Now we're balanced, so we're not going to be able to get a proc from either one of these, but we'll use one anyway. Because you do have Verflare and Verholy as well, which is really nice. Roll action-wise, I think you definitely should bring Lucid Dreaming because it can be very difficult to keep up your mana on Red Mage. I still bring Mana Shift anyway because I think it's worth it to have. See there, I wasn't paying attention and I was about to hardcast for Thunder. Especially if you have a healer that died and needs MP. It's better for that healer to have MP than for me to have MP. So I'll normally give up my MP for the sake of the healer. But Lucid Dreaming for sure. A Pocket of Stasis, never a bad idea. Being able to give a shield to the tank. Diversion. Between Lucid and Diversion, you can drop your aggro pretty quickly. And because of how much you can attack as a Red Mage, because of all the speed advantages that you have, it's kind of a good idea to keep up your your diversion or your lucid to be popping them as much as you can if it looks like it's going to be a problem. Especially if the tank is stance dancing. I've noticed some problems with it before. The other thing to keep in mind is your levels. Your actual like levels of black and white magic. If you have one higher than the other, you need to use the opposite for Thunder for Holy. Which can be kind of hard to remember, and as you saw at the start of this video, I moused over them to remember which one was which, because it's opposite and not same. Which, again, not the easiest thing in the world to remember. But I do think that Red Mage, where it is right now, is really solid. I think Red Mage is the job that I'm the most stoked for Shadowbringer's job changes, to see what they add to Red Mage. Because I feel like Red Mage is almost to the point of complicated that I love with Dragoon and with Black Mage, but it's not quite there. And I think just a little bit more could push Red Mage to be one of my more played jobs. Like right now, Red Mage is something that I will play. It's just not something that I'm going to choose first. I think that just a little bit more could really send it through the roof. I do use Red Mage a lot in Eureka, because the ability to heal myself is really great. And we haven't really talked about that yet, but Red Mage has a pretty decent heal. Vercure just crit and did a third of my health, which is insane. And one of the best things to do in like a Eureka or in a dungeon where the healer has died and you need to get them back up is Vercure the tank, then Veraze the healer, which I can't even remember where I put Veraze right. Oh, right here it is. Veraze the healer, which is very good. Being able to use a combat raise with dual cast, and if you have to raise two people, you can swift cast and then raise. But as you can see, our MP is already down below to half just from doing this basic comboing. And for Cure and for Raise cost quite a bit of MP. That's definitely something to keep in mind. I think Red Mage is really solid. If you've been on the fence whether or not to play it, I think you definitely should. I think the melee combos alone would probably be worth it. But that's just the tip of the iceberg for what it has. Red Mage is a blast. And with all that said, I have been Trey. This has been the Full Spectrum. And remember to always enjoy the full spectrum that Red Mage has to offer.